Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be chatting about the HD mod. I know I did a video like this yesterday trying to explain everything, but I had to take that video down for a certain stupidly ridiculously reason. And this one should prove to be a little bit more helpful since it is daytime in the mod, which matters most because you get to really see how all the textures really do shine. Like that giant rock cliff back there. Oh my god, this guy's got madness. And the cliffs look so beautiful. The grass just blends in perfectly. The art style is at one with itself. And that makes me really happy that I've brought it to this point. And we are going to change that tree. There's just something off about it, but it needs to be fixed. But other than that, it looks freaking fantastic. All throughout the mod, even the water looks good. Like, so let's go back out in the water and you'll see. I mean, it looks fantastic. Oh, can we not go out in this way? Let's go out this way. So, yeah, water is sparkling. I haven't changed anything about the water yet, but I am planning on creating a normal map for it that will let it have a little bit more detail. There's an engine restriction right now for the Switch, so I'm not going to do that until I know that this fully works on the Switch, and then I'm going to change certain things out for just Yuzu. For those who don't know, is the Nintendo Switch emulator. It runs fantastic, it looks fantastic, lots of things are broken like the time, but hey, whatever, right? So we're going to travel to the town in daytime, and I'm going to show that off to you right now. Alright, so we're in town, and check this out. Everything looks amazing. I could switch out this somewhat reddish ground texture for something else. I do have another version of it where it's really light color, but I think it sort of blends in a lot better than the other one did. Then again, I'd probably have to change out this texture here too to match for the same tone, but I kind of don't want to. It really does separate the train station, you know, with everything else. So it does work very well. Now the dirt coming up here blends in so perfectly with the grass. It looks amazing in the daytime. Even the tall grass looks great, even though it's a little bit darker than everything else. And the new texture for it makes it look really sharp. And I'm a bit surprised that even this crappy wall looks a little bit better in the daytime than it does at nighttime. So we're going to travel up to the farm real quick. That's another area that I changed. There's that pretty rock. And the farms look absolutely fantastic. Nice amount of detail instead of what was originally there. Tree over there looks good. Everything looks good. And I finally figured out where the soil change was. I was trying to figure out where all these extra textures go, and I managed to do it. So we're going to jump to that area real fast. But before we go to that area real fast, check out my custom-made wall. It is pretty. It looks good, nice and detailed, and it actually blends in nicely. You can see that there's lots of stuff going down the wall, and it looks great. So here we are, and this is the texture I was speaking about. This is a soil texture. This is also part farm texture too. So it's another way to view the farm textures a little bit better, but there you have it. It looks really awesome. Now we're going to get up nice and close with the textures, and there's an easy way to do that. Watch this. So you have a much better detail of the grass and the wall, and they are blending in perfectly, and they do suit the game so perfectly. The reason why I'm doing all this is because this game does not have any one style direction. There are so many different style directions that it really gets hard to redo most of everything without making it all one style like it should be. What I want to do is I really want to just go after how the game should look instead of what they had it look like. Because at least then that way, you know, it all kind of blends in together when you switch environments. And I know that may sound a little odd to people, but there are places in this game that look ridiculous. And they don't match any style throughout the rest of the game. And then there are places that look like freaking Breath of the Wild, mixed with some mystical forest, and it's absolutely freaky, so there's that. I just, I want to make it work, and that's what I plan on doing. We're going to jump to a few more areas here real quick, and remember his location, because if you want this Pokemon, you can grab him. Okay, so this place is called Stowe on the side, but we've kind of given it the nickname Diglett Temple, and there's a reason why. I've changed the textures on the Digletts. I've also changed the texture right here to more match of what it should be. It looks great. I've changed the cliffs, everything. Like that Diglett texture is completely custom, even has its own custom normal map. And everything in the daytime just looks 1,000 times better than it did before. Before, it had this annoying reddish hue that just did not work at all. But look at it now. Wow. Oh, by the way, I've turned my character into what I consider the Ultra Douche. Ready? Yep, that's it. The Ultra Douche. He basically looks like a Where Waldo character with a track uniform on. It's pretty ridiculous. But now we're going to go check out the Pokemon Nursery. Okay? So let's hop back on the bike and get over there. That's Route 4 and 5. Okay, guys, welcome to Route 4 and 5. There's a mixture of ground and dirt here. And they have that for a reason, because this is a really rocky area. So I ended up taking the cliff textures, and I've had it blending in with everything else. And if we go any farther, we'll end up going back to Route 3. But it actually does blend in quite nice, and I know it's kind of just like, wow, that looks surprising. It's kind of giving you that, but does it belong? And when you sit with it long enough, you'll realize, yeah, it definitely belongs. Now, we had to make a decision with this ground texture over here. We originally tried it, with just dirt, and it looked weird, so we added dirt and grass. And this is called the brown grass texture. So I took the green grass and I've sort of yellowed it just to meet the whole brown grass look. And it worked. It actually fits in very well. Because, as you know, crop areas are never perfectly grass-free. There's always some in there. And it definitely blends in a lot. Now we're going to head down here. We're going to talk about these rocks real quick. Now these rocks were hard to get, because they use 3 different textures. One is a moss rock texture, one is just a rock texture, and the other one is a rock with a few, stuff on them. So you can see that it has etchings into it. So I had to blend the same rock texture with 3 different textures just to get it all to work out. But in the end, it absolutely looks fantastic and gives off that whole worn out effect, because it's supposed to be like a Stonehenge type thing, right? And if we head down here, you could see a perfect example of that. And you're also going to see a perfect example of why this game really should have had better texture filtering. So along the path, you could see that there's other things there. This is what I call rock face, because it literally looks like rock face. It's pretty cool. And we're going to move the mouse off the screen again. And yeah. Up there on that hill, which is actually a real thing in real life, by the way, if you Google it. It's kind of cool, except there's no freaky little aliens, and it doesn't look really like that. But you can see the constant repeating in the grass. That has nothing to do with me. That's just bad texture filtering. And if they ended up putting in better texture filtering, they would have made it so it broke up the texture, and it made it look a little bit better. Or they would have been smart, and they would allow that to be 2 texture parts. So you'd end up having 2 different types of textures blending back and forth between each other. That is a huge novice mistake that never should have happened with a billion-dollar game company. I'm sorry, but they just gone done that up bad. So when we go this way, here's another good look at that rock face. It looks absolutely crispy. So we're going to head down Nursery Way, and we're going to check that out. So down here is considered Nursery Way. This is basically Route 5. Yeah, you have to fight those if you just beat the, whatever you want to call it. And this part was a complete disaster. It did not look like anything you really wanted to travel down. But now it looks respectable and decent. That rock looks great. We travel down here, you could see we got more fantastic looking cliffs. This is another color change that I did on cliff textures that you've seen before, just to blend it in more with the environment and the dirt and the water, and it looks fantastic. So a lot of work has been done so far, and we're not even close to showing off everything because we've gone over a crap ton of areas. So let's move on. This one was a pretty easy design choice for myself. This is originally called Asphalt in the game, so I kind of added sort of a darker tone to it because asphalt, as we know, is black, but this wanted to keep a sort of dirt road mixed with asphalt look, so that's what I did. I've also made the tire tracks more prominent inside the texture, which is a lot better than what it was because it barely showed before, and now it's kind of more there. It's like showing you where to go, and when the light is perfect, you can see it indents in the ground. I replaced the cliffs over here too, changing the color of them completely because it did not fit the area very well, because this area is more in line with the Diglett Temple sort of area, except it's on the shore, so them having gray rocks here was a bit weird, and fixing it just felt a lot better. So when we go over here, you can see that this just looks incredible. Now, I know that this texture on the ground is tiling a lot, and I plan on fixing that today, so you guys don't have to worry about that, but it's going to look great, I promise. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, and it should stand out a lot more. Yes, that is grass in there, and it's going to show a lot better, hopefully, when I'm done fixing the texture, now that I have a new tool to do that. But really, this area is done. So is the other areas. And I'm pretty happy. So I got the Wild done. I got the first town done. I got Hullberry done. I got Diglett Temple done. Route 4 and 5. You know, I've gotten a lot of stuff done. And I'm not going to move super quick just to like rush it. I move quick on my own. I work fast. I know what I want. I know how I want certain things to look. And I'm just trying to show that off in a nutshell, just so you guys can get a hang of everything. And the grass going down here looks fantastic too. And the dirt, it actually blends in pretty well. Because it's going off sort of the same basis as the cliffs, right? You're by the water, you're gonna have nice healthy dirt. You're not gonna have this boring, bland, dried, dead looking dirt, and I don't want there to be that. But as you can see, the blending somehow broke right here. I think this is probably a graphics issue or a texture filtering issue, or maybe they just screwed up. Who knows? But, yep, look at that. The farther we go, the cooler it looks. I am going to be changing the cliffs. Not the cliffs, sorry. Wow, I did not notice that. Look. If you move over here, you can see there's just a wall there. There's actually not an entrance. But what I meant to say is I'm going to be changing the brick textures inside of here soon. I'm just trying to get all the landscape done before I move on to anything else. So that's pretty much it, isn't it? I showed you the town. I showed you the Wild. We moved on to Route 3 and 4. Sorry, not 3 and 4. 3 I'm not done with yet. I just found the files for 3. Oh, thank God. So I got Route 4 and 5 done, and yeah, Route 6. Route 7, I don't think I've actually checked to see if anything's been changed in there, as I've been looking for the files for that, but I don't know. We're going to go along Route 7 and 8 today on stream, if I get to stream, so please, reminder, check Twitter for that. I am Matt's Creative 1 on Twitter. So here, I'm going to actually just show you this real quick. So that's me on Twitter. That's me on YouTube. You're probably already on YouTube watching this, so go follow on Twitter. That way you'll know when I'm streaming or not. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. And an HD mod is about adding detail to the game, not about taking it away and making the same mistakes as Game Freak. That is not something I plan on doing.